take the telephone.
All right, let's go.
The kings of the earth, and the great men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, hid themselves in the dens and the rocks of the mountains, and said to the mountains and the rocks, Fall on us, and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne. For the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to...
Careful. It's probably booby-trapped. Oh, my God. They've started killing their own. Jonestown.
I have a short statement to make. It appears that Samuel Weaver was killed during the initial exchange of gunfire. Samuel's death is a tragedy, as is the death of Deputy Barnett.
He wasn't 14 years old!
We are taking and will continue to pursue every precaution that we can to avoid further injury and loss of life.
The Sammy's killer get a medal! The Sammy's killer get a medal!
What bullet killed Samuel Weaver is still under investigation. Taken for an autopsy.
A government autopsy! We're really gonna believe a government autopsy!
The results will be made public. That is all. Thank
I don't get it. The marshal said Barnett got hit and dropped immediately. But he had the M16, and his cartridges are spread out over 22 feet. That doesn't make sense.
Hey, stop your car! Come on, man! Get out and join us! Wait a minute! Come on, man! Join us! Yeah! Come on, join the white power!
Who are all these people? Friends of Randy's.
Wow! Not with friends like these.
Hey, get off! Get off!
Kill babies? What does that mean? What's... Hey! Mom, it's nothing. They're just anti-government crazies.
Dad, what are you doing?
I don't want any part of this.
Help us out! Don't leave! Help us out!
You're gonna get a motel and call Brian Jackson. He'll tell us what to do. We'll get to the bottom of this.
would like you to make an audio tape asking him to come down. And we'll play it over our speaker system.
Well, I don't know why she'd listen to us now. I mean, everything she's afraid of has been happening.
I don't know how this could happen. That's my daughter up there. She's no killer.
I need to hear this from Brian Jackson. I've talked to him before on the telephone, and I trust him. There's no offense.
None taken. I'm just an FBI agent who's been sent in on this, Mr. Coulter. I don't expect you to trust me, but we need you.
Well, I don't think we have any objection to making a tape.
Well, I'm glad to hear that, sir. Oh, and we would like something else, too. We need a layout of the furniture inside the cabin. I understand you know it.
What? A layout? What for? What are you going to do, go up there and rush them? I mean, why? Why do you need a layout?
Well, once they're out of there, we're worried about booby traps. And a sense of what's where might help us figure out where the danger areas are.
Booby traps? Have you people lost your minds? They're a family. Do you understand? They are a family with a little baby crawling around. Do you think that they're going to booby trap their own home with the baby in it?
I understand, and I apologize. I'll talk to you folks later. Thank you.
Damn them. Damn them to hell.
Ralph.
That's right, Murphy. Damn them to hell.
This is Ed Johnstone reporting from Ruby Creek, Idaho. In an announcement an hour ago, the death of 14-year-old Sammy Weaver leaves a great many questions unanswered. Was he killed during the initial exchange of gunfire?
no.
Who fired the bullet? Did the bullet come from the marshal?
Man was standing right here. He was standing right here in front of us and didn't tell us. He knew, and he didn't tell us. My God, what kind of people are these? Irma. Oh, God, Irma. They've killed our little boy.
Oh, God.
Oh, God, have mercy. Vicki was right. Vicki was right.
These are the photos of Barnett's spent rounds at the Y.
Yes, sir.
You sure they're Barnett's?
There's no other explanation.
Okay, thank you. Keep us posted.
Damn it!
If Barnett was moving when he was firing, that means he was shooting before he was hit.
Right.
That's not what the marshals told us.
No. But whatever the case, there's been no fire from the cabin, not a single shot.
Then our revised rules of engagement are no longer justified.
Revert to normal rules. Now!
Just about to win. Come back. Let me see what you got. Let it.
Now we're seeing some action.
Who is it?
Green Beret.
Reinforcement. Oh, great, Mr. President of the United States. Whoa. Oh.
I served with you in Vietnam. Welcome home, brother.
Anything to say about this?
Name's Greitz. G-R-I-T-Z. Greitz. Rhymes with whites. I want to speak to the top man.
All right, it's hot in here.
Kevin, are you all right? Are you okay?
I think I'm a little hungry.
I'll get you something to eat.
What day is it?
Wednesday.
Wednesday, and they haven't finished us off yet.
All in their own good time.
What's that awful smell?
You get used to it. Here. Drink that. You know, I've been thinking. We ought to write down what happened at the Y. You know, you were with Sammy. We should put that down.
Behind every strong man, there's a good woman. Please, Mrs. Weaver, support your husband by coming out. Are the children all right? Can we get some milk for Elizabeth?
It's Alicia, but you son of a bitch, you bastard.
Randall, I understand your concern about the telephone. And I can also understand why you might not want to step out on the front porch.
We don't answer these bastards. Never. And screw them.
You okay, Weaver?
Yeah, I'm all right. I'm just tired. Haven't slept in days.
You have nothing to worry about.
Get the hell out of here!
He said something.
Randy, say again. I can't hear you.
Screw you, you mother and kike bastards!
You can't understand it, can you?
No.
Randy, say again.
We gotta write the truth down. Mom would have seen to that. Sarah? Sarah, you gotta write it down, honey. You gotta write it down. Here. You gotta write it down, and you gotta find a place to hide it, because they're gonna come in here and they'll destroy the evidence.
I've been thinking about it. I know just the place. I'll hide it inside a sanitary napkin.
Those big bad killers, they won't think to look there, will they? Okay. All right, here it is. To all our white brethren.
Mr. Coulter. Mr.
No
Coulter,
statement.
just a few words.
No interviews,
I know
please.
that's your position, but surely you'd like to get a message to your daughter and son-in-law. We can help you do that.
Just leave us alone.
I don't see how. We're not exactly a family that sits around watching Home Shopping Network.
They
Excuse
can't
us.
be completely isolated. No one is anymore.
You don't understand. They're not like you or even me. The only contact they've got with the world is a battery-operated radio, and the only broadcast they even listen to is Paul Harvey.
If you give me a statement, I'll get it to Paul Harvey.
Person to person, Randy Weaver, in your mountaintop cabin on Ruby Ridge in northern Idaho's Panhandle. Just down the mountain on all sides, you are surrounded, you know, by more than 200 marshals and FBI agents and state police, local sheriff's deputies. They've been there for 7 days, trying to wait you out or starve you out. When they tried to force their way into your cabin a week ago, there was a shootout. A deputy marshal was killed, and your own son was killed. Randy, that is enough killing. You and your family have to be wondering how you, wanting only to be left alone, have come to be held captive by more than 200 armed lawmen. Well, I wonder, too. Randy, I want to offer you a proposition. I will arrange for an attorney in Spokane to represent you with a plea of self-defense. Paul Harvey. Good day.
You didn't even mention Vicki.
Nobody knows the truth but us. But to keep that secret, the Zog will have to kill us too.
Randall, this is Bo Greitz.
Stay down, Sarah, stay down.
Bo? Is that really you? Yes. Is everyone okay in there? No!
Follow up on that.
What's the damage? Kevin's been shot! I've been shot!
What did he say?
I'm not sure. I think he said Vicky's dead.
We've been calling out to her for 7 days.
I'm getting out. I gotta get closer.
Wait, we don't have a contingency, Bo. We haven't talked about this.
Won't you come in, folks? Thanks for coming. I'm Special Agent Wilkes, FBI. Would you like to sit down?
No, we're fine.
I've got some good news and I've got some bad news. We've played your tapes and they've helped out a great deal. And we're now talking to Randy and we think the standoff's going to be over real soon. He's agreed to let Bo Greitz into the cabin to bring some food and to help organize things. The girls are all okay. And although Randy and Kevin have been injured, they're going to make it through just fine. I'm afraid that,
Bad news.
the bad news is that Vicky's no longer with us.
Driving in the road around. Fine. You may need backup.
What'd you find out?
Talk to us, Bo. Come on, Bo.
What's going on?
I want you all to join hands. It's an order. Get a grip on yourselves.
What'd you find out, Bo?
Vicky's been killed. Great woman, a pioneer woman, has had her life taken. But she is in God's hands, even as we speak.
How many more are gonna die?
There's a bureaucrat up there who's guilty.
Come to me!
Somebody will be brought to the bar of justice. For now, I want you to stay calm. I want you to pray and think of Vicki. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come.
Let go of the line!
Brother, that's not the way to go. No, I need your help here.
Forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us.
Don't you see, Randy? Kevin's gonna die if you don't get him out of here. And Vicki. This isn't right, Randy. You know it isn't.
We prayed to Yahweh all night. The girls don't want him to go.
Damn it, Randy. You're the head of this family. You are the man. Make those decisions for yourself. Kevin's in pain. If he's got to die, is this how it's to be? Unconscious and in pain? I ask you, Randy, Green Beret to Green Beret. Is that the way for a warrior to die? Randy, if Kevin dies, there'll be no witness to Sammy's death, except on their side. Sammy will never get justice.
I'm just so tired, Bo.
I know. You need some sleep. We can fight this battle, Randy. We can, Sarah. I know we can.
No. They're just gonna kill us. Mama always said they would.
But should she be here like this? Look, at least let me get her out of here. See to it she gets a decent Christian burial. And for the love of the good Lord, let Kevin get some medical attention. Please.
They coming out? Just Kevin and Vicky's body. Sarah wants to stay and die in there.
What about the rest of them?
Tomorrow's another day.
Who is it?
It's me, Randy, Bo.
Bo? Me and the girls, we talked it over and we decided we're gonna stay. To be true to what Vicki would have wanted.
Surely what Vicki would have wanted was for the truth to come out, the whole truth. Randy, if you let him kill you, it'll all be for nothing. Don't you see that? Look, Randy, I'll make a deal with you. I'll handcuff myself to you. Then if they shoot you, they'll have to take me out too. Look, Randy, I've spoken with Jerry Spence. He's the best damn lawyer in the country.
wait until the Feast of Trumpets. That was always special to Mama.
Won't play, honey. Feds are spending over $1 million a day on this thing. It's the biggest story in the country. Frankly, I think they'd just as soon shoot you as have you come to trial. Because they know if that happens, if the world finds out how your mama, Sammy, died, well, they know there aren't slings big enough to hold their sorry asses.
Can you give us a few minutes to straighten up the cabin? Mama wouldn't want anybody to see it this messy.
Sure, honey.
Well, I want you to take this. I don't want them to get it.
You can't even look at me, can you? All this for one family. You hurt him, I'll kill you!
Randy Weaver. My name is Jerry Spence. I'm your lawyer.
You?
That's right. I'm from Wyoming. I dress the way I want to. Any problem with that?
No.
Good. This is my associate, Stan Kennedy.
Hi.
This very lawyer-looking fellow here, Arthur Thorpe. Now, I want to make one thing clear right off, Randy. I don't hold with any of your beliefs. Don't wholly agree with any of them. But this isn't going to be a trial about your beliefs, not if I can help it. This is about whether a citizen is protected by the Constitution of this land, about whether he's entitled to believe what he wants, without worrying about some fat bureaucrat in Washington stepping in and killing him for it. We intend to make sure the jury considers the legal charges against you, not your religion.
Isn't that why they came after us in the first place?
Yes. And that's why they're wrong. And that's why they're going to lose this case. You hear? Now, Randy, when you walk out here a free man, I'm going to celebrate. Not because I agree with you, in spite of it.
I can't go against everything I believe. Everything I know to be true. That'd go against Vicky's memory.
Look at me. One last time. I don't give a damn what you believe. Hell, I got relations that are Jews. Randy, I got relations that are African Americans. That's right. Family. So we play by my rules, or I'll find myself another game.
Well, if we don't put her on the stand, you can be damn sure they won't. That poor girl. She would bring any jury to tears.
Are you crazy?
Now, what makes you so sure?
You'll see. If you let me practice her.
Now, Sarah, you understand this is just practice and that I'm playing the prosecutor.
Yes, sir.
And you have to answer every question as if you were under oath. Do you understand that?
Of course. I'd never lie. I've sworn on the Bible.
Good. Okay, let's give it a try. Now, Sarah, you wore a swastika as part of your everyday existence, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
You think that's a pretty neat thing to wear, don't you?
Yes, sir.
And did you help your father steal some water pipe from a neighbor, Roy Marks?
Yes, sir.
And did you think it was okay to march in front of the Marks' house and call their kids niggers?
Yes, sir.
Well, thank you, Sarah. Frankly, I don't think you'll be called as a witness.
Well, if that's all, gentlemen.
Yes, indeed. Thank you, ma'am. Ooh, sweet. So, we'll win by stuffing their own case down their throats. It won't be the first time the government's hung itself on its own bureaucratic tape.
We've just been served with this by the U.S. Attorney's Office.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, they want Randy on the weapons charge and failure to appear at trial. They're charging both Randy and Kevin with murder one. They're asking for the death penalty.
Are they indeed? Well, we're just going to have to earn our day's pay, aren't we?
We're not getting paid.
Suppose you were just walking through the woods and you encountered someone dressed like you. How do you think you'd respond?
I'd be curious. I might even decide to leave the area.
Even if it were your property? And what if this person then just shot your dog right next to you? Bang! Just like that.
That's not what happened, sir.
No? Well, tell us this. That's a very heavy weapon you have. A 9mm machine gun with a suppressor. Why would you need a weapon like that?
No reason.
Really? You carried a heavy weapon, one that's ineffective at long ranges by accident? And was it an accident that you threw rocks at the dog?
Just to see what he'd do.
Really? Now, surely you wanted to lure that dog up the side of the hill so you could take him out.
Objection, Your Honor.
Sustained.
Now, Sammy Weaver's tragic death happened after the incident with the dog. Yes, sir. But the fatal shot didn't come from your rifle, did it? No, sir. It wasn't until after we were fired upon, until after Marshal Barnett was hit, that fire was returned. So it was a purely defensive move. Yes, sir. And Danny Barnett was hit. I went to him. He took his last breath in my arms.
That must have been a difficult moment for you, Mr. Adams.
One of the worst of my life.
See your friend cut down without warning.
Yes, sir.
And to see him mortally wounded. Yet, according to your testimony, it was after this that Sammy was shot.
Well, Yes.
And you later discovered that Danny Barnett had managed to fire off 7 rounds.
Yes. So I was told.
So you would have us believe that Marshal Barnett, mortally wounded, paralyzed, fired after he had first been fired upon. That those rounds, whose spent shells were spread out over several yards, were therefore fired by a dying man who was on the move. And that Sammy, a boy so young that his voice had yet to break, was shot in the back as a defensive move by a mortally wounded man who was able to fire while on the run.
Objection, Your Honor. Cause for speculation by the witness.
Sustained.
Now, Special Agent Martins, you modified the rules of engagement. Why was that?
Because there was an ongoing firefight, and our threat assessment showed that the people in that compound were armed 81% of the time.
So these modified rules of engagement were not a mandate for your snipers to shoot any armed adult?
Absolutely not. It's simply giving my people the tools to protect themselves.
Your witness?
Now, your people, Mr. Martins, they're trained to shoot at other human beings, aren't they?
That's part of it.
So when they volunteer, they know they may have to shoot a citizen.
Or a terrorist.
Just answer my questions. Now, do these modified rules of engagement apply to dogs?
Well, no, of course not.
So dogs have more rights than people?
Objection, Your Honor.
But you knew that these rules of engagement set up a true ambush by the federal government?
Absolutely not. My people had to be protected. We believe the compound was booby-trapped.
Really? And I see why you shot the dog. Must have been pretty smart, that dog. And the chickens. After all, they seem to know where all the booby traps were since they never stepped on one. Now tell me, Mr. Martins, when you established these rules of engagement, did you ever consider the laws of the state of Idaho?
No, sir. I don't operate under state law. I operate under federal law, which supersedes state law.
Does it indeed? Poor Idaho. This is the rifle you shot Mrs. Weaver with, Mr. Weaver with, and Mr. Harris with, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Did you warn them before you fired?
No, sir. I was too far away to be heard.
So you just fired at them?
I had to, sir. I thought he was about to fire at the advancing helicopter.
The helicopter that was behind you?
Yes, sir.
But if you were here and Marks Meadow is here, the helicopter would have to be coming toward you. Isn't that so?
That could be, yes, sir.
Oh, I see, it could be. But in any event, you saw an armed man, one not aiming at you, but you saw someone. But someone you identified as Kevin Harris.
Yes, sir.
Do you see him in this courtroom?
Yes, sir, I do.
And you wanted to kill him, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
But you got the identities mixed up, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you shot Randy Weaver.
Yes, sir.
And after you shot him, Weaver and Harris ran for the house, correct?
Yes, sir.
Well, you knew Vicki Weaver was.
Yes, sir.
And you'd been told that Vicki was more zealous than her husband, correct?
Yes, sir.
So you shot at Harris and Weaver as they ran for cover behind the cabin door. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Before you shot, you knew the cabin door was open, didn't you?
At that time, yes, sir.
Did you know it's possible someone was behind that cabin door?
They may have been, yes, sir.
So you shot both times, and both times you made mistakes, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you heard a woman screaming after your last shot?
Yes, sir, I did.
And that screaming went on for 30 seconds.
About 30 seconds, yes, sir.
You bastard! Get in the house.
You've heard several witnesses say, out of the mouth of Mr. Weaver, that Armageddon, that the Great Tribulation, is going to take place on his own doorstep. The armed confrontation that he was going to have with the government wasn't something that was going to take place at some different time in the future. It's going to happen now. He said that because of the hatred he had for government and his resolve, together with that of his wife, to defy those laws and to resist with violence. Why violence? Because this was a man and a woman who believed that they were dealing with Satan himself. And when you're dealing with Satan himself, you pull out all the stops, and that's why it involved armed violence from day one. And that's why Marshall Barnett is dead. And that's why Samuel Weaver's dead. And that's why Vicki Weaver's dead.
Your summation is dispensed.
Your Honor, can I start with a proposition that we can all agree with? And that is that government agents are bound by the law, same as we. And government agents can't lie and say it's right because they're officers. And they can't persecute people, and they can't entrap people. They can't state the wrong law. And they can't use their huge forces and their power just because they are federal officers. Now, according to the government, everybody up there on Ruby Ridge that was injured was either shot intentionally or shot by mistake. But nobody tells us what really happened. Nobody's investigated. Nobody seems to care. None of them are charged with anything. All they want you to do is just forget about it, set it aside, sweep it under the carpet, and do away with that man. A man who lived in a little house in Idaho, wanted to be left alone, wanted to raise his kids, didn't want anybody to bother him. I will tell you what Randy Weaver is guilty of. Randy, you are guilty of being one stubborn mother. And you're guilty of being afraid. And aren't we all guilty of being afraid? I want to talk to you now about punishment. Randy Weaver would willingly go to the penitentiary for the rest of his life if he could have his boy back, if he could have Vicki back. Hasn't this man been punished enough? Doesn't this horror have to end sometime? Shouldn't it end with you? And shouldn't it end without having to compromise? Shouldn't you as a jury have the courage to stand up and say, that's it, that's enough? The government has overexercised their power. Now I ask you to do that, here and now. Thank you for your time.
The verdicts came in for the Weaver-Harris Ruby Ridge trial just moments ago, and they are surprising. Kevin Harris, acquitted on all charges, even though he admitted he shot the marshal. And Randy Weaver, guilty only on the failure to appear charge and the charge of the commission of a crime while on pretrial release. Now that means that the jury obviously believed it. I think that's the foreman of the jury coming out now.